Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to make a beaded bracelet without using crimp beads, so finishing it with a clasp, but instead of crimp beads, I'm going to be using these crimp end caps instead, which in my opinion are much easier and they have such a nice, clean, professional look. So you can take a look here how that looks closer. So what you'll need is the crimp end caps, which I sell in my shop. They're sterling silver. They only come in sterling silver, so I do not have a gold option. And then you'll need a clasp, which here I'm using a 4x10 sterling silver lobster clasp. I also have these in my shop, but you can use any other clasp you'd like. However, the clasp does need a loop on it, and the loop needs to be open so that you can attach it to one of these end caps. You'll also need beading wire. So these end caps only work with beading wire, not beading thread. So for these dainty bracelets, I really like them to have a nice drape. So I use the 49 strand, and my favorite brand is this Accu-Flex. So this is just a stainless steel color, which will be hidden behind the beads and you won't see it, but they do have lots of other colors that you can choose from if your wire is going to be showing, or you just want to have a different color. So I would go ahead and do the 49 strand for these small beads that'll give it a really nice drape. So the beads I used here are Miyuki 11O round seed beads. So here I use some pink beads, and today I'm going to be using my patina mix, which is some turquoise and kind of patina bronzed beads mixed together. I think these colors go really well with silver, so that's why I chose them. You'll also need a ruler. You'll use that to help measure out your length of your beading wire as well as your bracelet. Really important to use the crimp end caps. I use a really sturdy pair of flat nose pliers so that I can get a really good grip, because these are a lot thicker than crimp beads, which kind of fold very easily. So you're going to need a real nice sturdy pair of pliers. And you'll also need wire cutters to cut your beading wire. And when I open up the ring of the clasp, I usually require two pair of pliers. So I also just grab another pair of chain nose pliers to have on hand. I also want to point out before we move forward that while I'm using these small Miyuki seed beads now, this same technique using these end caps and any clasp will work with really any beads. These are very secure. So for example, you could use some bigger beads. This is the size 8O seed beads, and you can see I also use the same clasp and end caps. You can also add, here's an example where I added some pearl beads. You can add some different accent beads. So the technique that I'm showing is very versatile, but I am just using these small seed beads. These are what I sell in my shop. So the first thing that you need to do is figure out how long to make your bracelet. And the best way is to get a bracelet that you love the way it fits and open it up and measure it along a ruler. Like I'll use this as an example. And so for instance, this goes to about 6 1/4 or 6 1/8. This is a small bracelet. This is for a kid-sized bracelet. But anyway, so then if that was your bracelet length, you would make your bracelet that length. If you don't have a bracelet that you like to reference, then I suggest measuring the actual size of your wrist and then adding about 3/4 of an inch to that length. So that'll give you enough room to make it easy to put on. It'll move around a little, but it won't slide off. So I think that's about add a 1/4 inch to your actual wrist size. So one thing you need to factor in is there's the beaded portion, and then there's also the clasp and end cap portion. So for instance, I'm saying this bracelet is 6 1/8, but what I need to do is make the beaded portion. Let me slide this down a little here. Here you could see the beaded portion is only about like 5 1/4 because there's length that's taken up here by the end caps and the clasp. So you'll want to make sure you understand how much that takes up. So if I look at this here, it's looking like the end clasp, or the end caps and this clasp, excuse me, take up about, let's see, like 7/8 of an inch. So factor that into your calculation so you know what's the length that you need to bead, and then how much you need to leave for your clasp and end caps. So the first thing you'll do once you figure that out, you would cut a piece of your beading wire and, leaving about, 3 inches or more to work with than the actual length of your bracelet. So I'm actually going to make my bracelet a total of 6 1/2 inches. So I'm going to bead to 5 3/4. So I cut about 10 inches of my beading wire. Now I'm using about 3/4 of an inch based on the clasp and the end caps that I'm using, but you might be using a different clasp and it might be a different length. So don't use my measurements exactly unless you're using the ones in my shop. Okay, so the first thing I do is I'm going to take one of these end caps and I thread it on one end until the thread comes, or the wire, sorry, until the wire comes all the way through. So you can see the wire is all the way through. And I really like doing that, and that's one of the reasons I love using these, is because it really makes sure that when you crimp it, it really gets a good grasp of the wire, and you know that the wire's in there. But I don't give it too much space, so I don't waste too much of the wire. Okay, so once I have that on there and it's all the way through, I'm going to take my heavy duty flat nose pliers and I'm going to put it in at the furthest, I'm putting in this coil portion of the end cap here. Okay, and I'm going to put that in at the lowest point of my jaws of my pliers, where I'm going to get the most force and the best grip. So I'm going to put that all the way back in here. Okay, and then I'm going to squeeze to hold it in place with one hand, and then I'm going to grab the pliers with my other hand so I can really get a good squeeze on that. Okay, And what you'll notice is now the end cap, the coil portion is flat. So before crimping, you can see it's rounded. And then after crimping, it should be flat like that. So you want to test it and make sure that you got a good hold. So I kind of will hold the crimp and give a good pull and make sure that that's really secure. And that seems to be. Okay, so then you're going to want to take some wire cutters, and it's good to have ones that are a little more narrow for this, and go ahead and snip off that excess wire there. And that's it. So we are ready to then add the beads. So what I do is I, especially if I'm working with these smaller beads, is I just put them out on a bead mat so that the beads don't roll around and that they don't stick. And I use the wire to pick up the beads as opposed to picking up the beads with my hand and putting them on the wire. So you'll just go ahead and do that until you finish your beaded portion. So in my case, I'm going to be beading till about 5 3/4 inches. So then when I put on my end caps and clasp, that gets me a bracelet that's 6.5 inches. Okay. So just, I'm going to finish this and then come back and show you how to finish the end. Okay, so now I have about 5 3/4 inches of my beaded portion. So now I'm ready to finish the end. This is very simple. I'm gonna thread on the end cap, the second end cap, onto my beading wire, and I'm gonna go down to meet the beads. Now, one thing I do when I crimp it down is I don't push it like all the way down as far as and as tight as I can and then crimp. Because when you do that, then when you kind of wrap the beads around to form a bracelet, some of the beads, they kind of kink a bit. So you got to give a little bit of slack. So what I do to make sure it has some slack is I pull it all the way down to the end. I don't push real hard. And then I kind of wrap the bracelet, spiral it around like so. So that will naturally then give a little bit of slack when you crimp it down, because when you open it back up, there'll be a little bit of slack there. So it's just a little something I do like that. And then I'm gonna go in and get my heavy duty flat nose pliers again. I'm gonna put the crimp or the coil end cap here all the way at the back of my jaws of my pliers. So I'll show you that again. Here's the end cap, and I'm gonna put it at the back of my pliers here. Okay, and I'm gonna push it against the beads, make sure that the beads are coiled up so that it'll have a little slack. Okay, and then I'm gonna hold this, the thread or the wire here, and then I'm gonna squeeze with one hand and move both hands eventually to get a really good squeeze on it. You really have to give it a good squeeze, and you'll see it's nice and flat. And I'm going to pull it to make sure it's secure. That's not going anywhere. And there you have the bracelet portion. And when we wrap it up, you can see that the beads lie really nice and they're not bunched up or kinked. Okay, so I really, really love these crimp end caps. I think they're so easy to use. They're definitely more expensive than crimp beads, but I think the time that it saves you and the professional clean look that you get is really worth it. All right, so now I'm just gonna, like I did on the first one, I'm gonna cut this excess wire. Here we go. And then I'm just gonna put on the clasp. And so I'll take this clasp here and grab my pliers. So this is what I use 2 pairs of pliers for, is to grab both sides of the jump ring, the loop here. And then I'm gonna just twist to open that up. And I'm gonna put the clasp, or the one end cap, hook it onto the clasp, and I will close this jump ring like so. And that's really it, because the loop of the end cap is big enough to hook the clasp. And that's it. Okay, so you can use this same technique to make necklaces or anklets, and you can also add a extender chain onto, so if you wanted to make this adjustable on the end without the clasp, you could use a small jump ring to attach a piece of extender chain. So then you could make the bracelet adjustable. So let me show you that really quick. Okay, so here I have a little 4mm open jump ring, and I have a 2-inch extender chain. So I also sell these in my shop. And what I would do is I would take this jump ring here and I would open that up with my pliers. Sorry about that. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing in the camera and not actually what I'm doing. So here I have this open jump ring, and I'm hooking on the end cap first, and then the extender chain like so, and then I'm going to close up this jump ring. So it's nice and flush there. And then now I have an extender chain on there. So you could connect it to the end cap as I showed earlier, but if you need a slightly larger size, then you just connect it anywhere along the extender chain. So this is 2 inches. You could only need maybe 1 inch, and if you bought these, you could cut it in half and have 2. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please let me know if you have any questions.